Welcome student to the fourth part of grade 11 biology chapter 19, and in this video we will discuss about the regulation of kidney function. It is done by the hormonal feedback mechanism involved hypothalamus, JGA and heart. Changes in blood volume, body fluid volume and ionic concentration activates osmoregulators that are present in our body. First one, regulation by ADH. When body fluid level decreases, the osmoreceptor stimulates the hypothalamus to release antidiuretic hormones, which is ADH or vasopressin. Vasopressin or ADH stimulates water reabsorption from DCT and collecting duct. Thus, ADH prevents diuresis and increases the body fluid volume. Increase in body volume switches off the osmoreceptors in the body and suppresses the ADH release to complete the feedback. ADH constrict blood vessels that will result in an increase in blood pressure, and this increases glomerular blood flow and GFR to increase. The second one is regulation by JGA, that is juxtaglomerular apparatus. There is special sensitive region which called JGA formed by cellular modification of DCT and efferent arterioles at the location of their contact. JGA regulates GFR by renin-angiotensin mechanism. A fall in glomerular blood flow, that is glomerular blood pressure, GFR, activates JG cells to release renin. Now, renin converts angiotensinogen that is present in blood to angiotensin 1 and then further converts into angiotensin 2, which is a vasoconstrictor. Angiotensin 2 increases glomerular blood pressure and thereby GFR. Angiotensin 1 and 2 also activates adrenal gland, which is adrenal cortex, which is present in the adrenal gland, to release aldosterone. Aldosterone increases sodium and water reabsorption in distal tubule that will balance hemostasis. Aldosterone causes reabsorption of sodium and water from the distal parts of the tubule, and this also leads to increase in the blood pressure and GFR. The third one is ANF, regulation by ANF. ANF check on the renin-angiotensin mechanism. Increase in the blood flow of the arteria of the heart causes the release of ANF, that is arterial natriuretic factor. ANF causes vasodilation, that is dilation of blood vessels, and thereby decreases blood pressure. That was it about the regulation of urine formation. Now, the last part of this chapter, that is disorder of excretory system. First disorder is uremia, which is accumulation of urea in blood due to malfunctioning of kidney, and that may lead to kidney failure, which is known as renal failure. The other one is renal calculi, that is stone or insoluble mass of crystallized salt, which are oxalates or etc., formed within the kidney. Third disorder is glomerulonephritis, and that is inflammation in glomerulus. Then comes hemodialysis. Hemodialysis is a process of removal of urea in patient with uremia, that where the renal, that is kidney, is damaged. It's not functioning properly. The dialysing unit, which is known as artificial kidney, contain a coiled cellophane tube surrounded by a dialysing fluid. It has same composition of plasma except the nitrogenous waste. Blood is drained from convenient artery, is pumped into the dialysing unit after adding anticoagulant like heparin in the blood. The porous cellophane membrane of the tube allows the passage of molecule based on concentration gradient. As nitrogenous waste are absent in dialysing unit, that is in dialysing fluid, these substances freely move out, thereby clearing the blood. The clear blood is pumped back to the body through a vein, not to the artery. Remember, here the blood is taken from the artery, but it is pumped back to the vein. And after adding antiheparin to it, because in the previous heparin was added, it has been the anticoagulant. The last one is kidney transplantation. It is ultimate method in the correction of acute renal failure. A functioning kidney is taken from the donor. It is better to receive kidney from a close relative, so to minimize chances of rejection by immune system of the host. Thanks for watching.